Hello, everybody. Welcome to another video. I'm looking at the brand new Neutron 5, which just got released, a week ago. And it's very mysterious about the loyalty update, grade, whatever path, because there has been no information yet. It just said, you're going to receive an email in your inbox. I haven't gotten anything. I just got ads and advertisement emails talking about the new release and what's new. So if you hop over to the website, of course, you see a wonderful new GUI little video of what's new. Three plugins are new within Neutron 5, the big version. The Clipper, the density, which is like an upward compressor, the phase module, if you want to repair an out-of-phase recording, maybe comes in handy, and, the improved mix assistance with the more familiar look like Ozone has nowadays. Also, which I like a lot, actually, you can apply your plugins now, you can apply those settings to either the transient sustain or the mid-side channel besides stereo. Now, that is awesome on all plugins. I love that a lot. And of course, there's more, but the price, yikes, if you go down there, forget the elements. That's a, smaller version, maybe to figure, to get a little idea, get a small impression of Neutron 5. Let's look at the bundle with all 10 tools. They say $250 usually, and you save $74 currently. It's $174.30. Wow, that's not an upgrade price. That's a little sales price. So like you guys, I'm waiting for that email to say, okay, you've been a loyal customer, you have version 4, it's like, here it is, $50 or 60 or 70 or 80 or whatever it is. Didn't come in yet. Maybe it comes in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I didn't want to wait. I thought I want to make a video, talk about this plugin. And I looked around. I went to my other favorite site, which is the Plugin Boutique. And here I saw it actually, Izotope Neutron 5. Currently on sale, they have it down for $103 if you own any Neutron Standard or Advanced. So if you own 2 or 3, well, boom, you can upgrade for $100, which I think is worth it from the earlier version, right? 3 was pretty awesome, but if you want to spend the extra $100, you get version 5. You can also cross-grade from any other paid product. If you have Ozone, it's $123. And of course, the full version is actually more expensive, $181 and $38 here. So I would rather than buy the full version on the Izotope website, right? For $174. Okay, so here's that. So I shelled out $103 and I downloaded it and I installed it. I updated everything, and let's hop over to Cubase and let's take a look at Neutron 5 and see, is it really making that much of a difference, those little tweaks and the 3 new tools they offered. All right. Okay, so here we are in Cubase. I pulled in a sample from the media bay, a drum sample, a piano sample, and a guitar sample. I loop it, and I load it for you guys to see the 2 interfaces, the Neutron 4 on this side and the Neutron 5 on this side. And as you can tell, I have a high-res monitor, and version 4, it's the same window size, but you can see the fonts are really, really tiny on this screen, right? And for some reason, 5 now looks actually very nice, very big. So maybe if you have maybe a 1080 a screen, it might be even bigger. But if you look at the window, this is now the assistant, right? This would be your regular look over here. So you got the assistant, and you can still pick your instruments. It's the same selections, the drums, guitar, bass, whatever, things like that. You can also make a custom a group. The controls on the bottom have a little changed because of the new density tool, the density module. They added a density button for the upward compressor, the regular compressor. Here it's only the punch either way. In the middle, the saturator is the distortion. They have one here. The same, it's a little bigger in the window. Otherwise, it's the same function. Instead of this up and down wheel, now we are more old-fashioned, going from left to the right. Also, the width seems to be the same, also different. You go or from left to right or from the center, more or less. And here it's going up or going down. So if they change that look a little bit. In the middle, you still have the frequency bands, low, low, mid. This is bigger. It's a little more tied in because they put the the tone dial here and the sculptor, and a button to turn on and off the equalizer and the sculptor if you want, and mess with your tone, right? Which is maybe comes in handy. You don't have that here. You only got the slider, how much you want from 0 to 100%, okay, on the tone match. And yeah, that's it. So let's get started. Let me first go to let me bypass this so you can see also there's no bypass. Where's my bypass? Here it is. In Cubase, it's up there. Let's bypass the module. I'm going to play you the drum groove. So, a little hi-hat action and a cymbal splash. So this is nice to hear. So let's do a Neutron 4 like you all know it. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna activate it, and I'm gonna have I'm gonna hit the learn button, which now is the relearn button because I already did it a little earlier. So let's relearn this. That was pretty quick, actually. You can go over here and we can take a look. So, at the sculptor is a little active. Sculptor first, interesting. Equalizer later. So, pull down some of the mud here, a little bit sparkle here, not too much on the very end. Compressor 1, compressor 2, right? The first one grabs a couple things. Second one smoothens things out more. The exciter, yeah, it's a little bit active, over here, and that's it. So there's additional modules would be the transient shaper and the gate and the unmask tool, right? So they're not active. So this is the Neutron 4 selection. And again, you can now, there's 43%. So you know all this. And here's before and after. Yeah, more punch, it's wider, it's cleaner, sounds good, right? So we like that. That's, that's version 4. Now let's make this. This is the same loop, but you can hear it. Same levels, everything is the same. And now we're gonna open up 5. And also I'm gonna relearn 5. I have it set to drums. And let's play this loop and relearn it. All right, let's bypass. And if we take a look here, which I find interesting, first of all, let's compare those. They put the sculptor after the EQ. So here's the equalizer. And okay, this is a little more global, right? So while here's some serious, this guy 4 picked some frequencies down here, and this guy goes down at 500, which is similar. This is at 490. So they pick a similar area. It's a little steeper here. This one is more gentle. And then the same boost here, but it added something in the 10K area, as you can see at 10.3K, a little sparkle on the upper side. The sculptor sits at 76, 53, 2050. That's all the same. Interesting. Now, the compressor 1 is only 1 band, while here we had 2 bands, cut here in the middle at the 2K crossover. Then we don't have the compressor 2 because we have the new module, which is density. So density is pretty much the upward compressor. So what does that mean is it leaves your loud segments alone, because the regular compressor would move down the louder segments, right? And then you can raise the entire file and make it louder to get more headroom. So this is different. So whatever is quieter will be raised. So if I play this file, listen to the hi-hat between the snares. So you can see even down here all the quiet spots because the snare and the kick are loud enough. They are not being touched. But with the threshold, we brought up the things in between which are softer. That's why the drum loop now seems a little more massive, but it might be too much hi-hat and things like that. That's why, of course, you can always go down here in the mix and say, you know what? Maybe a 50-50. So, I mean, I like the tool. The density tool is pretty cool because upward compression, was a little complicated to address, and most people don't even know what it does and leave it alone. So I think it's nice, and they gave it a special name, density, and that's kind of true because you bring up the quiet parts and you make it denser, your file, right? So that's it. And then we have the exciter, like this guy. This is only one band, but here we have two bands, okay? And of course, you have the big controls. If you switch over, the curve is similar, so yeah. Let me play them both side by side. You can make your own mind which AI is better, 5 or 4. So here, this side comes first, number 4, and version 5 comes after. Let me check levels, make sure one is not louder, right? I mean, it's very close. I think the density, tool is the big improvement. And maybe, some smaller things. Also, what I have to mention, which is nice, you have a delta button. So you can actually activate the delta and hear what has been affected. See, now you can hear what the tool is grabbing. So, yeah. Whoops, stop. The delta button is now in all individual modules, which is great. You can really take a close listen and get creative and fine tune your settings. So, and of course, you can switch here from stereo mid-side, transient, sustain mode, pretty much on the modules, which is also great. So, yeah, I mean, that is definitely, and of course, we have the new modules over here. We have a clipper now you could add to the drums. There's the clipper module, and also we have the phase module, which is kind of, if you have an out of phase recording, you can go in there and you can rotate it and fix your badly recorded audio. For instance, if you have a guitar mic with 2 mics and one mic is too close to the other, but it's just a small difference, and when you put them together left and right, it sounds very thin and tinny. That's why it's out of phase. And so with this tool, you can actually align it, and it is going to sound better. Okay, let's go to another example. Let's listen to a piano sample here. Okay, so different track. This is, again, Neutron 4. And here comes Neutron 5. It's the same piano loop. Let's make this a little bigger for everybody. Yeah, see, I can't even pull this down. I think 4 is limited how big you can. No, it doesn't. See, it doesn't go further. Also great. So 5 is more resizable. You can actually really take it, come here. You can take it wherever you want it. You grab it. See, it's a little more flexible in the size, which is nice, actually. Good. All right, let's listen to the piano first without the Neutron, making it sound better or believing it's better. I don't know. All right, so this is a very harsh piano, kind of rock and roll a little bit, right? So it just digs in. I hear some rumble, some mid-range. Let's go back to our assistant. I'm gonna pick piano. We learn. So you can tell it's definitely warmer immediately, right? It took out some of the harshness. But again, if you need harshness for your track, you want that aggressive piano, yeah, you can't use those settings. But you can always go in and see what happens. So yeah, it boosted the low end a little bit, made it more a little exciter. Of course, the compressor comes in. The sculptor is also looking, yeah. Yeah, the sculptor will take out some of that bite in the lower range. Okay, so let me reset that again. Interesting. It switched to guitar over here, which I find amusing. So it's not a guitar. So I'm gonna go back to piano and hit piano. It doesn't like my selection of piano, so it likes guitar, but you can switch, of course, over here to get a different curve if you want to adjust that. But for some reason, the AI thought this is a guitar or something. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Never mind. But it sounds better. All right, let's hop over to 5, the new guy. 5, here it is. Switch over, undo, relearn. Same deal. It also picked the guitar setting for some reason. But we can switch the curve over and see if that makes a difference. So it's very similar in results. So we got the sculptor here is always first for some, I don't know why. Yeah, so, okay, we have a boost on the low end. Not here, actually. This guy rolls off at 100. It's the opposite. Wait a minute. Let's do this again. Let's go back to guitar. Let's relearn this. All right, let's hop over to number 5 here. Neutron 5, learning this piano sample. Also picked the guitar. Interesting. All right, let's take a look. Equalizer. It rolls off around 100. Here it gives a boost. I don't know why. And then it rolls again off some of the high between 1K and 2K. Goes down in general. With the sculptor sits at 20. Yeah, 50. Okay, a little more active. But still, the sculptor picked the clean electric sound, which is interesting. We can also switch to piano. Maybe a little bit like it had it. Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there. It's very similar. Compressor density. Yeah, I don't really know if you, on a piano part, if you want to bring up some of the decay or some of the softer sounds. But yeah, it sounds a little weird. Maybe it does something. I don't know. Yeah, that one doesn't make much of a difference to me with the density, upward compression on the piano. And then we got the exciter, of course, at the end, adding some excitement. So let's listen to both of them. I think, again, very similar results. If I turn off the density tool, I think they're almost one-to-one the same. I mean, the EQ is slightly a little bit different, but nothing that surprises me. So yeah, version 4 just works fine. I don't know if you need that stuff. So Last example I pulled is a guitar sound, a guitar loop. I thought, let's give that a try. And same approach. We're going to have version 4 over here. And on the yellow track, I'm going to give you version 5. Here it is. I already did the learn. I'm going to redo it. So first of all, let's listen to the original file. All right, so here we go. Nice guitar group. Let's relearn. All right, so the sculptor rolling off some of the lows here. Of course, the rumble. But then it rolled off a lot. It corrects the low end here, but then on the equalizer, it brings it up again. Little that can be discussed. Compressor, equalizer, exciter, that's it. Let's see what 5 is doing on the same loop. Okay, bypass. Yeah, a little richer maybe. See what's going on. Equalizer rolls off a little bit. Let's compare those guys. This is so weird. Looks so different. Down and then up here. I think we got that part similar. And then at the end, it rolls off highs. It didn't like the high end here. So it really pulls it down about 4 dB at 10.5. Okay, so the sculptor 23, 50. Oh, was it 50 over here? Clean electric. That should be acoustic. Never mind. Okay. Compressor, modern compressor, 1 setting. Now the density, interesting with the guitar. Let's see what happens here. Let's hear the delta. Yeah, that makes the sound richer because now, whatever comes after the big, first strum is going to be a little bit pushed, right? So I also would use this with caution, not 100%. Maybe you do a parallel, you bring it in 50. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it definitely makes the sound richer, right? So I bring it back to 100 so we can play both files now with the AI. We can compare 4 and 5 on this guitar loop. So here we go. Both versions. I'm going to have the sculpture up for visual. So very similar results. I think Neutron 5 is great. If you have version 2 or 3 even, get 5. I mean, you have more tools. It's more modern. You can do the mid-side. You can do the transient sustain mode, which you don't have in the early version. If you just got version 4 a couple of weeks ago, I say if you don't really need the clipper, the phase, and the density upward compressor, I would wait until prices drop a little more, or maybe version 6 comes out. I don't know what else will be in there. So I don't know if it's worth the 100 for those 3 extra modules. For me, I think yes. But I had version 4 for about a year now. So, I'm ready to, move on and use it. I like Neutron because it's a small footprint on the CPU when you use it. And I am very excited actually about the mid-side and transient sustain mode, which now you can apply, which wasn't really in all the tools in version 4. So that's great. I also like, for me personally, the new look. I mean, they try to go with the ozone look and have that. You have more easy controls immediately to play with. And I can read it better on my screen, which is great. So yeah, so I would say if you have an old version, yeah, upgrade. If you wait for the deals a couple more weeks or try to get one. If $100 works for you, try it over at Plugin Boutique or some other retailers. Check out online who offers it. And maybe you still get that email from Native Instruments coming in with a amazing loyalty offer. I don't know. We will see. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this quick video about Neutron 5 and thanks for watching. See you next time.